What's up guys, welcome to Data Refinement. In today's video, I'm gonna go over exactly how I make $5,000 profit a week reselling. Let's get straight into the video. So I actually have this breakdown right here of my exact numbers from the platform Whatnot, which is where I'm currently selling. The numbers are a little bit different than my business model for eBay because the items sell a lot faster on Whatnot, so I'm willing to pay a little bit more on the cost of goods side. So the $5,000 a week that I'm talking about that's profit is on $36,300 in actual revenue collected from the customer. So you have to remember, Whatnot or eBay or Amazon or Mercari, they collect shipping and tax from the customer. So in this example, you can see that I've collected $70,000 just in tax from my customers, and that's been remitted automatically by Whatnot. In this case, eBay, Mercari, everybody now collects sales tax and they remit it. We never even see that money, but that money is a charge to collect it, and that's how they determine the fees. So my true Whatnot fees are actually 13%. So each week, I pay Whatnot $4,719 in fees, and I pay a total of $9,000 per week in shipping. So it's pretty insane when you look at these numbers. For me to make $5,000 per week, I'm actually collecting $36,300, which is a very, very small percentage. It's under 20% total profit on the entire operation. And that's kind of what happens when you sell on a live auction platform, because you're not getting as much money as you do on a site like eBay or Amazon, where you're charging closer to the retail price. In a live action format, if you're doing volume like me, I'm at 1,000 items per week on average. And this math is actually pretty astonishing, because over the course of 7 months, I'm almost right at around 700,000 after shipping and tax, but I've actually done $1 million in sales already as far as the money being collected from the customer. So here we go. I'm gonna break down these fees for you guys. It's really important to understand that Whatnot charges 8% plus 2.9% as a transaction fee and 30 cents. So that sounds like 10.9%, but when you do the math, because they charge it on shipping and tax, it ends up being 13%. So after all that, I actually only collect $20.08 net on a $36 purchase. So it's almost just a little bit over half after tax and shipping is what I'm getting before my actual cost. So this is what is deposited into my bank account. That $20 per item is not profit though. My average cost of goods sold is actually $12.50. Now, it was much lower when I sold on eBay because eBay was only pre-owned goods. But on Whatnot, I also sell brand new items, which have a much higher average cost. In fact, I spent $1,000 on a single item to resell on Whatnot. So that's driven the cost of goods much higher. In my eBay advice, I would never recommend buy something for $12.50 and sell it for 36. That's kind of a small margin. It's kind of scary. So I'd recommend trying to keep your cost of goods under $10 for sure in an eBay model. Okay, so my cost of goods, this is wild. I spent $350,000 in the last 7 months on just the inventory coming in. So that's almost a full-time job just buying the stuff that goes into my store. I have currently about 10 suppliers that provide about 100 items per week. So that took several years to develop. So don't expect to immediately have people bring supply to you. That took a really, really long time for me to develop those relationships. But on the supply side, about 10 people deliver about 100 items per week for me. So now we have other. So this is just like packing supplies or random things that we need to pick up. I'm just factoring $100 per week for that. It's probably lower because I include in the shipping cost. I only use free USPS shipping supplies for Whatnot because almost every single item ships priority. You can see here, my shipping costs are way higher than normal sellers because the average item that I sell is over 1 pound. That's why I have a $9 average shipping cost. So if you are on a different platform and you focus on first class, you're not gonna have to spend as much money as me on shipping. So the post office, I have to be their biggest customer in this area because it's insane. I'm spending upwards of $9,000 per week on just the shipping part. Okay, so rent and internet here, I'm spending around $2,000 per month for rent for 800 square feet and electricity and internet. And those are actually my only expenses. I operate out of a commercial storage unit, so the bathroom, security, Cleaning, that's all on them. They have really, really good pest control, so I've never seen even a bug in this place. So they do a really good job. Plus, once in a while, we do peppermint oil around the perimeter, so I haven't seen any bugs working here. No mice, very, very clean. The security here is on point. So if I decide one day to move to a warehouse, all that burden lands on me. So right now I am paying an expensive amount per square foot, almost $3 per square foot, and that's including the electricity. It's a little bit expensive compared to, let's say in the Midwest, it's a little bit less. So here, currently in my resale operation, I don't have any employees. Normally I do have W-2 employees, but right now all the people working in my shop are 1099. So it depends on how you adjust that. A 1099 employee, typically you pay more per hour than you do a W-2 employee. With a W-2 employee, there's more expenses with that also. It's a little bit different. It's not as flexible. But having a W-2 employee would mean I have a really strict schedule. There's paid time off, there's paid benefits. It's way more strict. A 1099 contractor, people can set their own hours, come and go as they please. So currently, I have the equivalent of 2 full-time contractors, but 3 people work part-time. That's how the operation works contracting-wise. So in theory, because we are doing 1,000 items per week, it's 200 items Monday through Friday. That's how the operation works, and how that essentially works out, breaking it down, is 100 items per person per day. So that's 2 people doing 100 each. When I did eBay, it was 2 people doing 105 items per day. So the model is very similar. It doesn't really matter what platform you're on, but depending on how fast you sell items, how you store items, is gonna depend on what you can pay for them, how you can store them. And in this current operation, items are only lasting in my system about 4 days. So they come in, 4 days later, they're sold and shipped out. So it's really interesting. The only distraction working in this unit is that alarm that goes off every single time somebody checks out a new storage unit. But for the most part, I really enjoy working out of this unit, and the location is about 0.6 miles away from the USPS distribution center. So my packages actually arrive 1 to 2 days earlier than people who dropped off at a normal post office. So it's interesting in this exact same area. That's really the only downside to working here, but I enjoy working here, making a little bit of a work area, but all that, I net about $5,000 per week. So it's interesting looking at all the different pieces. In theory, I could just drop off the 1,000 pieces on Sunday and the crew would take care of it, but my process is not that streamlined yet. I still need to come in and make sure things run smoothly. And the supply chain, because the sell-through rate is so fast, it's a little bit difficult to predict. I'm not ahead. I don't have a bank of items. Right now, I'm really just selling almost 100% of the items that come in. So I've got to step up my sourcing a little bit, find a few more people that can bring me some more stuff, and I'll be able to get to that next level, which I consider the same operation, but with a backlog of items in case we can't find items that week. Because right now we're really running thin. So I appreciate you guys. Until next time, make progress daily.